You're really enjoying this whole moral superiority thing, aren't you?
No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning with this Cardus.
There's my twisted moral compass.
Hey everyone, and welcome to TalkWord. Today we're going to tackle a really interesting one. It's a small word, but wow, it carries some serious weight. It's a word that shapes our decisions, our character, and honestly, our entire society. So let's just dive right in and explore the world of moral. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single day we're making choices, right? Some are tiny, like what to have for breakfast. Others, well, they can be life-changing. But have you ever wondered what's our internal compass? What's that thing inside us that helps us figure out the right path from the wrong one? Well, a lot of the time it all comes down to this one powerful word we're about to unpack.
Okay, so where do we even begin with a word this big? I think the best way is to start with the basics. Let's build a really solid foundation and just look at the core meaning of moral.
All right, check this out. The key phrase here, the thing you really got to grab onto, is principles of right and wrong. And listen, this is way more than just, following a list of rules. It points to those deeper ideas, things like fairness, honesty, and compassion. These are the things that actually guide our decisions. And at the end of the day, it's all about our character and the choices that really define who we are.
You know what's cool? Every word has a story, a history. So let's do a little time traveling, shall we? Let's take a quick trip back and see where this word moral actually came from.
This is a perfect example of how words change over time. It's fascinating. It all started way back with the Latin word mos, and back then it just meant custom or habit. That's it. But as it found its way into English, moral took on this much bigger job. It started describing the shared beliefs of an entire society about what's right and what's wrong. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, so we've got the definition, we've got the history, that's great. But now for the important part. How does moral actually work in the real world? Because let's be honest, putting it in a sentence is the absolute best way to make it stick in your brain.
So most of the time, you're going to see moral used as an adjective. And if you remember from school, that just means it's describing a noun. Just look at these examples here. A moral action, a moral obligation, a moral decision. See the pattern? In every single one of these, the word moral is telling us that whatever it's describing, the action, the obligation, the decision, it's connected to those principles of right and wrong. But wait, there's more. Moral can also be a noun. And when it is, it's talking about the lesson. The key takeaway from a story, or maybe a fable, or even just something that happened to you. We've all heard the phrase, the moral of the story, right? That's exactly it. It's that little nugget of wisdom you're supposed to carry with you.
All right, let's take a minute to tackle a really common point of confusion. I'm talking about something that trips up even advanced English learners. The difference between moral and morale. I know, they sound almost identical, but their meanings are worlds apart. But don't you worry, we're about to make this crystal clear.
Okay, just look at this breakdown. It's super simple when you see it this way. Morale, that's all about your principles. It's asking, what's the right thing to do? But morale, that's totally different. That's about spirit, about confidence. It's asking, how's the team feeling? So think of it like this. A soccer team can have really high morale. They're pumped up, they're confident, right before the captain has to make a tough moral decision on the field. See? One's your inner compass, the other's your energy level.
All right, so we've got all the little building blocks in place. Now, let's zoom out. Let's look at the bigger picture and see how this one little word connects to the massive ideas that really shape our lives. So when we talk about your morals, and notice we're making it plural now, we're talking about your personal code. It's your unique set of beliefs about what's right and what's wrong. It's kind of like your own personal ethical compass, It's always there, guiding your actions and your decisions. In a lot of ways, it's what makes you, well, you.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. What is the most important moral lesson you have ever learned in your life? Just taking a minute to really think about that. Honestly, that's probably the best way to truly get what this powerful word is all about.
And there you have it. That's our deep dive into the word moral. I really hope this makes you feel a little more confident using it out in the world. And hey, if you want to keep this journey going and build your vocabulary, you've got to check out the TalkWord app. You can actually create your very own explainers for any word you want to learn. How cool is that? Thanks so much for joining me today. Now go out there and make some good choices.